connecting to the real nerds is so easy. You can go to our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can like us on Facebook. We have a Twitter account, @RealNerds. We also have Instagram. You can call us, 720-6nerds5. You want to email us? You can do that too, realnerds@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show. Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic-Con 2017 and beyond. I am Ryan. With me today is
Brad
and
Zach.
Every week, the Real Nerds Podcast goes see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week, we saw The Girl on the Train. Stay tuned to the end of the podcast where we will review the movie and spoil it for you. We also talk about movies we watched during the week, movie news, movies that are coming out on Blu-ray, and all kinds of assorted jazz about movies.
Cool.
Yeah.
When you're wondering what to do around town, there's one guy we turn to on this podcast.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Zach, what did... Brad, what's happening around town?
This week, if you go to the drive-in, they have changed up their lineup. It is now Storks, The Magnificent Seven, and Don't Breathe.
Well, that's kind of unusual. Well,
Yeah.
So they show Storks first, I guess, and then the middle movie is for the tweens, and then you got the adults for the R-rated one.
Yep. It was Sully in the middle last week, and they switched out for Magnificent Seven, so...
That's not really for tweens.
So I went and saw Sully this week,
Mhm.
and I saw it at like 10:45 on Monday, Sunday, I don't know, whatever day. Laura fell asleep and was going to watch a movie with me, and I was like, whatever, I'll go see Sully. I was the only one in the theater.
Aw.
Yeah,
Poor Clint.
it was pretty awesome.
Well, it's like the best performing movie of September in a long time, so I think
I know,
Clint's fine.
I know, that's kind of weird though. Like, I was actually shocked.
Yeah.
I
to tell you.
wanted it to last for weeks.
I know, for a movie where like you already know how it's going to turn out, you're just like watching to see how they portray that it turned out. Did pretty well. And then, sorry, I'm like trying to get the Esquire stuff to load, but my connection is not great, so I'm just going to stall and stall because this week is not Paranorman anymore. Come on.
Should I try to sing while we're...
No, Paranorman's a great movie.
Yeah, that's actually, since it's Saturday, it's tonight, but by the time you hear this, it'll be next Friday and Saturday, and it's probably something horror-related, because we're in October, and the Esquire has programmed many horror-themed... The Thing!
Nice.
The Thing is what's playing John Carpenter's The Thing, the second Thing,
Yeah.
not the new Thing, or the old Thing.
Well, because if it was the old Thing, it'd be The Thing from Outer Space. So.
Oh, okay, I thought it was the same title.
Howard Hawks's
Oh,
The
that's
Thing from
right.
Outer Space.
Nope, John Carpenter is The Thing with Kurt Russell and no CGI. So,
Nice.
yeah, that's it for this week. That's all the cool stuff you can do, movie-wise. And there's, of course, the Bug's doing the Night of the Living Dead stage performance, so you can go check that out at the Bug Theater.
Speaking of which, what's playing at the Alamo this week?
Hello.
Hi, I'm Kevin Smith.
Hi, I'm Leonard Maltin.
Hi, I'm Mark Hamill.
Hi, I'm Elijah Wood.
This is Seth Rogen.
I'm Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
I'm Ron Starr.
Welcome to the Alamo Draft House.
On Monday, the 10th.
Oh, because they're both theaters.
Yeah. Halloween 3 is playing.
Right on.
How many more days till Halloween?
3 more days to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
Silver Shamrock.
Also, Night of the Living Dead is playing with a live performance of some scenes by the people from the Bug Theater.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can go see it. They're also showing The Greasy Strangler, which I've heard very unusual things about.
I know, I'm curious, but I'm also like,
Don't
how
want to spend
grossed out
money
do I
on
wanna
it?
be? Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. On Monday, they're showing Shin Godzilla,
which we got a screener sent to us for that. We should watch it.
Did we?
Yeah, in our EPK, they sent us the whole movie. So
Oh yeah, we'll have to watch it.
I scrubbed a little bit of it. It doesn't seem very actiony.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I clicked through like 5 or 6 spots, and it was just Japanese people arguing with each other. I had to like dig for the Godzilla parts.
Also, there's the Exorcism of Emily Rose dinner party. Part 1 is the Unholy Communion, which is spinach artichoke dip, paired with a Tanqueray martini.
Do you Tanqueray? Sorry.
Tanqueray.
They're not sponsors.
The second is smoked lamb stew. Man, I should go to this. And then dessert is 6-layer white cake. Man, I should go see that because
White cake? That seems exclusive.
It is by my homeboy Scott Derrickson.
He's going to be there?
I wish, no.
I was going to say, he's really busy with, I don't know, some Marvel movie coming out like in a month.
Black Panther.
On Wednesday, they have Wolfen with Stephen Graham Jones. Wolfen's a really unusual werewolf movie. It's like New York City, takes place in the 70s. Video Vortex is homemade horror Holorama, which I saw things for it today. I'm like, I don't know if I would see that stuff. But hey, some people like that trashy stuff, right?
Oh, shit, was Blood Diner tonight?
Yes.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I got it on Blu-ray if you want to borrow it.
Yeah.
Handsome Little Devils is presenting What We Do in the Shadows.
Still need to see that.
You've never seen What We Do in the Shadows?
Nope.
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude.
I feel like a failure.
You are.
Get
I'll
out.
go home.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Go stand outside. We'll call you when we're ready to let you back in.
And then on Saturday is the Nightmare on Elm Street marathon, which I think Zach will be there.
I will be there if you want to come and throw things at me for not watching What We Do in the Shadows.
And that's what's playing at the Alamo. You thinking I forgot a segment? I didn't forget one.
I thought we missed Henry, but Henry didn't write anything in,
No.
so fuck him.
Well, he's doing the New York Film Festival or something right now. So.
Yeah, he did post an article on American Honey.
Yeah, so go and check that out.
Actually, you know, he probably thinks we're recording on Sunday, so we're going to get that thing tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I'll splice it in if it...
Yeah, you can
says
splice it in.
I love art house movies. You can call me Mr. Asshole.
Hey Real Nerds, it's Henry, just giving you an update on Art House Asshole. This week's review is on American Honey, which is a fantastic new release from Andrea Arnold, one of my favorite female directors currently working today. It is a very disturbing film. Well, I don't know if it's disturbing in like an Antichrist kind of way, but it's a film about millennials that, if you've seen other Andrea Arnold films, it's very similar to those kinds of films, and it's not a pleasant film to watch for some. I had an absolute blast watching it. It's my second favorite film of the year so far. It's beautifully shot. It's beautifully acted. Shia LaBeouf is amazing in the film. Really, everyone's amazing in the film. I can't remember the name of the female antagonist name right now, but she's also fantastic in the film. It's definitely one of my favorite films of the year. That being said, I don't think any of the real nerds are going to like it. It's a very divisive film that I think the younger you are, the more you're going to like it, and the older you are, the less you're going to like it, and the more you're going to hate it, actually. So if you're going to watch this film and you're in your 30s or higher, I say watch it at your own risk. If you're in your 20s, I think you'll relate to it in ways you don't want to, and yeah. But yeah, that's this week's Art House Asshole. As a heads up, the next 3 weeks are all going to be films that don't come out for a while in theaters. I'm seeing them at New York Film Festival, and I looked them up, and they all come out on the same date, actually, and that's December 25th. So they're not going to come out till then, but you can still read the reviews now to get a heads up on if you want to see them then, and because these films will probably end up being pretty big Oscar contenders. So yeah, hope you guys like the review, and I hope the real nerds enjoy whatever film they're watching this week. Bye.
Cool.
What'd you do this week, Zach?
What did I do this week?
Yeah.
I think I watched movies.
Cool. Well, I was actually seeing what you're doing in your life, but fine. Fuck.
Oh,
I guess we can. I guess.
I got a
did
new
things.
job.
What'd you do this week, Brad?
Actually, I can't remember. I'm sure I made some logos for
Nice.
companies, and they liked them, so
Hey, that's half the battle.
it's about sending invoices now.
Nice. Get paid.
Get paid.
Speaking of getting paid, I did get a job this week.
Hey.
Nice.
Yeah, I am now the
Good.
new pricer at the Arc thrift store. And today, as I was telling you guys before the show, some guy brought in an ottoman that was filled with unopened Blu-rays.
So they're stolen.
I didn't check to see if
They still have the.
if his ski mask and his gloves were in there. But what I did find was like the usual suspects, Sons of Anarchy seasons like 2 and 3. So
Nice.
yeah, man. Like,
I haven't seen The Usual Suspects in a long time. That's a good movie.
yeah.
I just saw a parody of that. What did I see a parody of that in? Oh, it was Tosh Point oh.
What'd you do this week?
Me, I just worked.
Oh,
No, I don't do anything
no
exciting.
cool work stories.
This lady was really drunk and tried to tell me that she knows the chief of police and I shouldn't arrest her, but
Wow, that's some above the law shit.
guess what I did?
Cuffed her.
I
Took her
did.
in.
I
Sweet.
did. she blew a .2 something, so like 3 times legal limit.
Did
Don't
she
drink-
apologize when she sobered up?
I don't know.
She's like, I'm
I-
so sorry. I was
Probably
drunk."
not. Probably complained.
Yeah.
I mean,
Better
I do
ruin
know
your
the
family.
chief of police,
Yeah.
but I don't think it would matter.
Don't drink and drive, guys. Don't drink and drive. It's bad news.
Drink, don't drive.
Drink, don't drive. That's right.
As we learned from last week.
That's right. Yeah. That's all I did. I didn't do anything cool.
Cool.
I did get Paper Mario Color Jam or Color Splash, the new one that I haven't had a chance to play yet. I'm really excited. I don't know if you guys ever played I love the Paper Mario games. I think they're
The
genius.
N64 one was awesome when I was younger.
I know I downloaded that on my Wii U and I've played it just a couple months ago. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's a little different. It's kind of like a card battle game mixed in with the normal Paper Mario hijinks. And that's what I do like about the series too, is they always do something new. They kind of tweak the gameplay a lot. Just enough. It's still always Paper Mario, but they tweak it enough to keep it interesting, so I'm excited. They got Tomb Raider coming out on Tuesday. Man, I have a lot of games coming.
Speaking of Nintendo, did you see that, you know how they're bringing out the little mini NES
Mm-hmm.
next month? Well, they're doing a mini Famicom for Japan.
Oh, I did see that. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
So, if
I
you're
think
lucky
it's a
enough
hell of
to-
a deal. I told my wife I want it for Christmas.
It is if you don't have those games already.
It is, but like what the thing was cool. So it's an HDMI output. So
That's right.
So the graphics they actually
They'll be
look a little
upscaled.
cleaner. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they have 3. I was reading they have 3 settings. They have one setting where it looks like it's played from a cartridge. Another one that has the 4:3 TV setting, and then they have the updated ones with HDMI and.
That's pretty cool.
So is it like a Roku? Or
No, it's like it's basically an emulator that's designed like the old NES.
Like they've had third-party cartridge emulators for years now, but this one's the first official Nintendo one.
Oh, okay.
So the little square controller is the same. It's just the little boxes, like about the size of your palm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
So-
like the design's cool. The extra controller comes in the old like controller boxes. It's one of the complaints people are saying it's still wired, but I actually don't think it's a complaint. I think they're just going for like to keep it, part of the nostalgia, to keep it wired and
And keep costs down.
yeah. But yeah, it's $60 and you get 30 games. Like, come on, it's $2 a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's a steal. So yeah, I asked Laura for it for Christmas, so hopefully I'll get it. Yeah.
Speaking of getting things,
Yeah.
what's coming out on Blu-ray this week?
Wow, you're doing segues? Good job, Brad.
I'm learning.
You are. You've learned it.
It only took 270 episodes, but I'm getting there.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Ghostbusters: Answer the Call is coming out.
Mm.
So I guess that's just like the new Live, Die, Repeat: Edge of Tomorrow. Answer the Call is part
Oh.
of the the title now.
Well, I pre-ordered the Best Buy Steelbook, which has like custom art, and it doesn't have Answer the Call on it. So
Oh, nice.
I think it's just whenever they feel like putting that title on there. They,
The thing I've noticed is the Best Buy Steelbooks have been pretty awesome lately.
Mhm.
Like because I got Apocalypse because I thought that one was badass.
Yeah.
But they re-released like all the X-Men too, and those ones look great too.
Yeah, I got the Days of Future Past
Is
Steelbook.
that the Sentinel one?
Sentinel one, yeah.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was surprised because the pictures for Apocalypse made it seem like it was a blue on white case.
Mhm.
It's actually more silver.
Yeah, and did you get it?
Yeah.
It's like kind of like stitched. It's kind
Yeah,
of
it has like a texture to it.
yeah, it's awesome. It's like the Civil War one too is kind of 3D. The
Oh, yeah,
mask and the shield are raised. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
They do some awesome stuff.
I always check. That's why. They announced Suicide Squad. I'm kind of interested to see what kind of.
Their Steelbook. They did the cloud, like the Snapchat filtery cloud looking thing. I was hoping for the X'd eyes and then the print thing because that was the preliminary artwork.
Yeah.
But I might still get it. It's weird they made instead of green, it's like a gray background.
Oh yeah, I have seen that actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. So maybe I'll just get the Amazon exclusive Harley Quinn one.
That's pretty cool.
I'm just looking for the version of that movie that has a version of the movie that I like.
Well, you might get it. They have an extended cut coming out. They just announced.
Yep. 14 minutes of deleted scenes.
Which hopefully it just makes it more cohesive. I mean, that's more of real news, but it's cool. Tarzan is coming out, The Legend of Tarzan, which James said wasn't too bad, but Brad, you said it was so boring you don't remember it?
Yeah, it just wasn't. It wasn't exciting to me.
It's not bad.
The actors in it are good, but I just don't feel like there's much to work with.
It seems like a movie I'll wait till it's on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
Ice Age 5 is coming out. The one I do have pre-ordered that will be coming is Scream Factory's collector's edition of The Thing.
Yes.
It was actually delayed a couple weeks because they had the original run of it. When they were doing the tests, they found an issue with the video, it is some video issue, so they delayed it a couple weeks to fix it. You can get the complete series of Miami Vice on Blu-ray.
Which I think was announced last week, but there was a whole list of things that got mislabeled, so they're actually coming out this week, and that's one of them.
Also from Scream Factory is the 40th anniversary of Carrie.
Nice.
Glengarry Glen Ross, which I think that's the first time it's been on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I remember correctly.
In America, I think.
Yep. The Hills Have Eyes from Arrow. Also Dark Water from Arrow, which is the Japanese version, not the American remake. I'm pretty sure this is the 18th version of It's a Wonderful Life coming out. You get on 4K the Da Vinci Code 2 movies.
Oh, the Robert Langdon series, yes.
Which I feel like I should watch again because I like Tom Hanks so much.
Inferno looks good.
But really, I think Inferno looks really cheesy.
It is cheesy, but that's kind of the point.
It doesn't look like a Ron Howard film.
Oh, I like them. They're fun.
To me. Mel Gibson's Bloodfather comes out.
I've been hearing good things about that one. Between that and Hacksaw Ridge, it looks like Mel's making a comeback.
And right now I'm just scrolling down to see if there's anything goofy at the bottom. You guys are more than welcome to talk.
I'm actually looked up the list too, just in case. I feel like there's something I wanted to talk about.
Welcome to Zach's mini podcast, where I just listen to Ryan and Brad scroll through their phones. It's really quite interesting.
Yeah, just to describe the actual actions of
the way Brad's thumb moves up and down, up and down.
Okay, gross.
Astro Zombies on Blu-ray, which I heard is one of the worst movies of all time. Boyhood from Criterion.
Yay.
The Lord of the Rings Hobbit $700 thing comes out. I think James said it came out last week, but
yeah,
this week.
That's another one that got pushed. Again, that shelf is not intricately.
No,
it's 3 pieces of wood.
Well, did you hear what Peter Jackson said about it?
No.
Is he wanted to produce an ultimate
Oh, and
disc
then Warner
and everything,
Brothers told him no.
Yeah, they told him no. So Peter Jackson's like, don't get it.
Cool. So that's Blu-rays for this week.
Yep.
All right.
Movie news is happening next.
It's real news.
Actually, not too much going on. A lot of trailers have been dropped because
oh my gosh,
New York Comic Con is happening. The Power Rangers trailer came out. It looks awful. It literally looks...
It's Breakfast Club Power Rangers, really.
It is, but
everyone has the same... Yeah.
But it seems... Is it supposed to be big budget, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel big budget to me. It seems really cheaply made.
Well, because they left out all the Megazord stuff, which I hope are in the movie.
No, I get it, but it's still...
it looks like the Fantastic Four.
Exactly. I got the same
Breakfast
vibe.
Club.
It's like Fantastic Four is what I got from it. And one, I'm not a fan of Power Rangers anyways, and I never got why it was popular because I think it's stupid.
Part of the appeal of it was that it was fun, and this doesn't look fun.
Yeah.
Like Angel Grove looks like dour and
Yeah, that's what I mean.
twilighty.
It's so dark. It seems like it's twilighty. So yeah, I wasn't impressed with that.
Like, they're not even in California. It's like it looks like upstate Washington.
Yeah, or Portland or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't a trailer, but they released some footage from Justice League.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah. So actually, the thing I thought was cool is they showed Jason Momoa like actually getting pounded with water when you think it would just totally be CG.
Right.
Like, oh, all right. Guess we're doing something a little different. I did feel they tried a little too hard to make it fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, we get it, guys. You wanted to not make it so dour, like Batman, Superman. I get it.
Well, yeah. On the one hand, it wasn't supposed to be a video for us. It's supposed to be a video for the crew, but at the same time, like that could be a marketing ploy. Like, oh yeah, like we'll share this with you too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean,
it looks fun.
It looks fun,
good.
and
it's a step in the right direction.
That's all I want. I just want it. Yeah, I just want it to be cool. I don't really care. Yeah. I'm obviously a Marvel guy, but at the same time, I want cool comic book movies. I do. Mm-hmm. So I hope it works out.
There's also that shot of everyone was nitpicking Batman with the goggles, looked like Night Owl and everything, but he's like holding a flare, so it's clearly like a thing for that scene.
Yeah,
it's not like his costume for the whole movie.
Didn't they call it the tactical suit or something like that? So yeah, that works out.
Yeah,
it's temporary.
It's temporary.
It's for
I mentioned this to you a few weeks ago. I don't know why people get so up in arms about Batman and stuff.
Well, everything nerf related.
That stuff's silly.
Yeah.
Because if you actually read Batman comics, I'm pretty sure he has different variations of his costume all the time.
Oh yeah.
And even in The Dark Knight, he has those goggles. He's a version of him when he's going to find the Joker, and they're in like the
thing. Like the sonar glasses.
Yeah, sonar glasses, basically the same thing.
Yep. They're just inside instead of outside, as Kyle.
Yeah. Some footage for War for the Planet of the Apes, which I really like that series. So I'm excited to see where they go from that.
Wasn't so much. So they released new footage on top of the teaser that they released.
Well, the one teaser where it's just Caesar talking and he like goes away in ash.
Yeah.
There's a couple like little scenes they showed.
Okay. I need to watch that.
Yeah,
that's my wheelhouse right
Yeah,
there.
no, I think the Planet of the Apes movies are really good, the new ones.
Yep.
I think they've actually been on both of my top 10 lists when they've come out. They're making a new Spider-Man cartoon, which I am excited about because I think Ultimate Spider-Man's garbage. So, which is really a bummer because Paul Dini is part of Ultimate Spider-Man, but to me, the Ultimate Spider-Man was like, oh, it's a kid's show, which is fine. I understand most cartoons are. But they tried too hard to make it a kid's show where Spidey always breaks the fourth wall, and they try to make it funny. And I'll never forget, I would always try to watch it when it'd say, oh, the Green Goblin. I'm like, cool, I'll watch the Green Goblin. And so when I click it on and Spider-Man's riding a motorcycle, I don't even watch the rest of it.
That's your deal breaker.
Well, why would he need a motorcycle?
That's true.
Yeah. To sell toys.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the question of why did Spider-Man need a Spider-Mobile in one of the issues of the comic books?
Yeah, well, that
was a plot. There was a plot to that.
Yeah, there's a plot.
There was a plot to that.
You got to hold it up. Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
It's not going to catch you over here. It's going to catch you right here.
Other than that, not too much. I do want to point out there's a really cool limited edition from Arrow. They also make specialty Blu-rays in the vein of kind of Scream Factory. It's the Hellraiser, the Scarlet Box, like limited to like 2,000 pieces, and it's really cool. It's like a velvet like Blu-ray case. It comes with a 200-page book, and it's the first 3 movies and a couple bonus discs, and each movie has tons of features. So that'll be kind of fun.
It's just a random collection of their movies.
No, so it's Hellraiser 1, Hellraiser 2.
Hellraiser. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it should be fun. We touched on the Suicide Squad extended cut, which now it kind of feels like DC does the extended cuts because they want people to go to the theater and buy the Blu-rays. I am interested because I was reading, what article was I reading? Maybe it was on Digital Bits, where the people that cut the movie that you see in the theaters were the people who cut the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see what they cut out.
Yeah.
Because 13 minutes is a lot in a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it can change. I always point to, I know it's silly, but Friday the 13th, the remake, they cut out maybe like 6 minutes of it, and it was edited differently. And when you watch the killer cut opposed to the theatrical cut, it's a way different movie. So I'm just interested to see how it plays out.
It's a shame because it's rated R no matter what. It's like obviously they're just cutting for time,
Yeah.
or they thought the story was helped by it, but
Yeah, so we'll see.
yeah, Suicide Squad. I don't think it's going to be a vast improvement, but
We'll see.
we'll see.
I mean, I'll get it, obviously, because I'm a sucker for comic book movies. And I still think there's fun to be had in Suicide Squad. I just hope that maybe if more story, it kind of helps the pacing of the film.
Yeah.
Because I even actually had the same issue with Ghostbusters, where there'd be random parts where, like, when Kristen Wiig stopped being a Ghostbuster, and all of a sudden she came back, you're like, wait a minute, is there a whole plot that was cut out of this movie?
Yeah.
So we'll see. So yeah, that's about it for movies and news. There's not too much going on. A lot of just announcements at New York Comic Con.
Yep. Which we'll probably get more of by Monday.
Yeah,
So.
because it's probably over by now. I was looking, I didn't see anything today. Maybe tomorrow they'll have some more stuff going on.
There's supposed to be a Ninja Turtles announcement, but I didn't see it.
Oh, they're the Ninja Turtle. You see the new action figures?
The Super Shredder?
No, it's they're combining with WWE icons.
That's the big announcement?
That was the only one I saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't buying them before, so. Although I did get the exclusive, you know how NECA did those little, like, original comic book figures? They finally did the Shredder one.
Oh, nice.
And it comes with an elite guard and I think 2 foot soldiers. And it was like $100, and I was like, I've waited too long. I got to do it.
You have to.
And I'm glad I did because they were sold out like,
nice.
in days. So.
Oh, yeah, of course. The Ninja Turtle stuff's hot.
Yeah.
It's so hot right now.
So, but now they should do their own Super Shredder. That'd be sweet. I always thought, I know he's stupid in the movie, but it doesn't make sense.
But I still think the idea is cool.
Yeah, and the character design was sweet.
Yeah.
So I always wanted they never did like the Ninja Turtles 2 Shredder action. Well, they didn't do 1 or 2, but like a movie style action figure.
Mm-hmm. You know, if they did the first Ninja Turtle Shredder, I think would be sweet because I think he looks cool in the first movie.
Yeah, got that red costume with the
and I like the mesh kind of over his mouth. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I always like that because you can see him talking.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a cool design choice.
Yeah, I'm sure they cut those holes just because like Sam Raimi and Spider-Man 1, like it would just look like action figures talking to each other.
Well, yeah, because even
without it.
In Sam Raimi 1, he talked. Spider-Man 1, Sam Raimi talked about when he made Spider-Man 2. They actually added pieces to Spider-Man's mask, so when he talked, the mask would move instead of just sitting there. Because even though he'd be talking, his mask wouldn't move, so it just looked like
he's nodding his head constantly.
Yeah, just nodding his head. Yeah. So we also watch movies throughout the week, guys. This is stuff we've watched.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Zach, what'd you watch this week?
Sam Raimi 1, directed by Spider-Man.
Nice.
Suck up.
What did I watch this week? So Brad and I went around town to watch Masterminds last week, and I picked up the Fog Collector's Edition on Scream Factory Blu-ray.
Nice.
Then I watched it again. Not my favorite Carpenter film, but still pretty solid shot film.
Yeah.
Especially Dean Cundy's work on the film.
Yeah, it's just goofy. Like
it's a ghost story.
It's a ghost story, but like the end is kind of lame.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking about the part where they're like chopping people up, but how they kind of just go away.
Yeah, they just kind of disappear.
Yeah.
But the new transfer is amazing, and I'm glad that Dean Cundy decided to approve the transfer of it. I also got the Shadow Collector's Edition.
Dude, you're
Scream
way
Factory.
too excited for that shitty movie. Way too excited.
I had to own it because I was just like, well, I mainly bought it for the new interview with Alec Baldwin. Dude, he looks so frustrated to be there. Why are we talking about this? Lemon. I also saw the Neon Demon.
So back up.
Oh,
so
sorry.
Why do you like The Shadow?
Pulpy, nonsensical. It's based off of a radio show, so
Yeah, no, I know all that stuff. I mean, why do you like the shitty
Yeah.
movie? You're not selling me on you liking this movie.
I don't have to explain myself on
You
this
do.
one.
You do have to explain yourself.
I don't know. I kind of dig it. It's got some 90s cheese to it. It's got some stuff that I get that not everybody gravitates to, but I enjoy it. The one thing, though, that I cannot stand in that movie got pointed out to me finally, and I finally understand now what makes or breaks that movie for me, is at one point they're playing Kenny G jazz.
Oh, I thought it'd just be really shitty ADR, but
No, not even the shitty ADR.
that's my joke from Magnificent Seven. Let's go here.
Get this gold inside, buddy.
Yeah.
I want to take footage from the Magnificent Seven, because I haven't seen it yet. But I want to take footage from it and just have you redub it.
I don't have to. It's in there.
I'm Chris Pratt. I'm going to drink this whole bottle of vodka.
That's what we should do with some commentaries. Is like redub movies
Totally.
for ourselves.
Oh my God, it's Spider-Man.
Just be like a "What's Up, Tiger Lily" kind of movie.
Yeah.
Shawshank Redemption.
Get busy living, get busy dying.
I'm gonna go out in the rain and hold my hands up.
I'm going to do 2 things. Get your pen and the bear.
Cold rain feels good against my skin, guy.
Anyways, Neon Demon.
I saw the Neon Demon and not this ADR miracle that we're trying to concoct here. So it took me a couple of days to figure out how I felt about the Neon Demon.
Told you.
What I've come to the conclusion is that while it's got some problems, there are no bigger problems than I see in every independent movie that I've seen. Or, I guess...
Is it that? Hey, we're independent.
I'm the Neon Demon.
We gotta make this quirky and weird.
I'm Will Fanning.
I'm so pretty, you guys.
Look how hot I look with my red lips and
Everybody wants to be me.
We're going to put you in this pool. No!
Don't touch me, gentlemen.
That's what I thought of the Neon Demon.
I still haven't seen it. I'm waiting for someone to let me borrow it.
I'm glad I got to see it in the theater because it is a beautifully shot film. There's no question about that.
So is Only God Forgives.
But there's substance to this film. There is substance. I feel like I saw a film that was ultimately about the price of fame, but it's muddled with its cinematography a little too much for my taste. And there's a lot of strobe lights, which give me a headache. But overall, I'd watch it again. And that's the best that I can say for the movie. Is that I would totally sit down and watch it again and try to dissect what other people are calling genius, you know? And that's pretty much the review that I gave on the Facebook page. So, and then the last thing that I saw this week... Can't believe I did this, but I sat down and watched Jason Goes to Hell.
Can't believe you did it either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Suck up.
No, because and I need to borrow the collection from you
Sure.
to watch the good ones.
This is how Jason will only die. I only die by getting stabbed by a knife held by a Voorhees woman. Or is it a Voorhees family member? I don't know. Just change it when this movie goes along.
It's a dumb movie. Now I'm not even talking, and that's by. You know how I feel about Jason movies in general. Yeah. It's a dumb movie by Jason standards.
The opening's cool because it's different, and then it just.
Oh, gosh, the FBI.
Yeah. I do like the introduction of Creighton Duke. I think his line where when the guy asks him, "What do you think of when you think of Jason Voorhees?"
What do I think of? I think of a little girl in a dress.
Like, it's just so weird. You're like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? But the funny thing about that movie is the writer of that movie went on to write Arrested Development and things like that. So
so you never know where you're
Dean
gonna
Lorey,
go.
so you never know where you're going to end up. The movie's a mess. It got like stacked on its own weight, and then they had that scene where they're in the jail and he's trying to over-explain why Jason's jumping bodies. And I always had a problem with the director of that, because the director and writer, Adam Marcus, he tried to basically he was telling you that Friday the 13th fans are stupid, and I know better than they do, and they don't want to see another movie where Jason's chasing people through the woods and killing them. That's all people want. I'm not. You should. Well, you've read Crystal Lake Memories.
Yeah.
He's an asshole. He talks
yeah.
about how his movie's misunderstood and that it's a Good Friday movie and he just want to do something different and no one appreciates it. No, it's a piece of shit, dude.
He's got his head stuck up his ass.
Yeah, and you know how I'll never forget this as long. This is my favorite story to tell about Adam Marcus. So he made that Abomination, Jason Goes to Hell, and then we went and saw Texas Chainsaw 3D. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching the thing. I'm like, this is kind of dorky at the beginning, written by Adam Marcus. I'm like, fuck. And of course, that movie doesn't make sense either because they said it takes place during or right after the first Chainsaw, so that'd be 1974.
But they have cell phones. They have like.
Yeah, no, well, yeah. So here's the thing. So it takes place in 74. So that'd be 40 years, I think, when that came out. Mm-hmm. And they have that one super hot chick from Percy Jackson. Is like the baby they find. So she's 40. And so that'd make Leatherface like 75 years old.
Hey, for a 75-year-old, he ain't bad looking.
No,
He's
and Alexandria Daddario
he just keeps replacing his own face to look younger.
Hey, guys, I've got a face.
Man, I hope I look like Alexandria Daddario when I'm 40. Golly. All smoking hot.
If that happened to you, I'd start to get worried.
They had her cryogenically frozen as a baby in a movie they haven't made yet.
See,
So.
I can get that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to pay for the ultimate cut.
Did you watch the unrated cut of Jason Goes to Hell?
I watched whatever cut was available on Amazon Instant.
Ooh, it's probably the unrated. The only bummer is the Blu-ray is the rated cut, which it takes a lot of the violence out of it, which I don't know if it can really help it. But
they didn't give you both on that set?
No, it's not weird. I have it digitally. The digital version is the unrated one.
Hmm.
So even though it says it's a complete collection, it's really not.
That sucks.
Yeah.
You should get them all.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep, that's all I watched this week.
Brad?
Okay.
Oh, no, he's got a list.
Oh, I always do. That's why I always tweet what I watch, because I'd forget.
Yeah, I forget to tweet, so I have to write them down on my little phone notepad. I watched Awakenings with Robert De Niro and Robin Williams.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, neither have I. That's why I watched it.
I don't remember being very good.
I'd say, I mean, it's not groundbreaking, but I thought it's for its time, it's good. And it's based on a true story where Robin Williams plays they changed his name. The real person it's based on is Dr. Oliver Sacks, who was working with people who had encephalitis.
Oh yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, they basically were people that were alive, but they just like looked like stone. They didn't move, but like if you threw a tennis ball at them, they'd catch it. They couldn't figure out like what this was about, and I think this takes place in the 50s or the 60s. I think it was the 60s.
I think it's 60s. I don't remember it. I've seen it. I don't remember a single thing about it though.
Yeah. So Robin Williams, he's looking for a job. He gets hired on. He's not qualified, but the hospital hires him on to work with these patients, and he's a kind of a loner. He's really into botany and stuff, and so he eventually stumbles onto this drug that they're using for Parkinson's patients, and just arbitrarily he's like, let's just use it on these guys. I think it might work, and it works on Robert De Niro's character. Williams gives him like a super dose of it. Like they start on small doses, then all of a sudden he's just like, he can't wait anymore, so he like overdoses, and then Robert De Niro comes out of it, and he slowly comes back to behaving like a regular person. And then this whole story is basically a variation of the Flowers for Algernon story, where instead of like being super smart and then everything going like regressing back to his original state, in this movie, they get the use of their cognitive abilities and physical abilities again,
That's right.
Eventually the effects wear off, and then Robert De Niro, regresses back into the state he was before, and it's frustrating because like all the other patients who also got the treatment have to watch him regress, and they know it's going to happen to them too, and everyone's really upset that you gave them hope, and now it's going to disappear from them, and so it's like it's really mean to like tease people like that because. So yeah, he shouldn't have. He should have done more tests and stuff before like subjecting the whole ward to this. So that's kind of his downfall. But in the epilogue, they describe like they kept pursuing the treatment, and throughout the years they would give him new treatments, and they would come back for a little while and then regress again. For like 20, 30 years. And I did some research, and Oliver Sacks actually died last year.
Really?
Yeah. But then there's like a lot of background people that I'd forgotten, like Peter Stormare is some professor in the background. Yeah, like a young Peter Stormare. Max von Sydow's in there as some like other doctor.
I watched a movie with Max von Sydow this week too.
And he's still super old looking. And this is from I think 90s.
He's always looked old.
Yeah. The guy ever look young? Julie Kavner's in it, the voice of Marge Simpson. She's like the nurse who's like Robin Williams' right-hand assistant. So, yeah, a nice little film. It's directed by Penny Marshall. It's just like a nice mid-90s
I watched a Penny
grown-up
Marshall
movie.
film this week, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Weird. Actually, speaking of that, what's weird about last week is I watched Zootopia and London Has Fallen, and then I was going back to the old episodes. I didn't plan on it, but those were two movies you guys did in the same week without me.
That's right.
Episode called Zootopia Has Fallen.
Yeah, like what a weird coincidence that I'm just browsing Netflix. I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch this movie, and then, oh, I'm going to watch this movie, and I just did that week without even thinking.
We should just interject it into a new version of that episode.
Yeah.
Like George Lucas it.
Re-edit it. Episode 271.5. Brad's opinion of those two movies. I also pulled American Splendor off the shelf. That's the biopic of Harvey Picard, who was a comics writer.
Paul Giamatti's really good in that.
Yeah, he's great in it. And the movie, covers his life, but it's really cool how the directors portrayed it. Like, obviously they'd have the cliche like comic book panels fade in and fade out of like, but they also actually had Harvey Picard and the real people in the movie.
That's right.
So like transition from a scene, then like Paul Giamatti would walk off the side of the scene, and then it would be like they would transition to the set where like the catering is, and then like the real Harvey Picard standing there with his buddy, and they're giving commentary on the story and stuff, and so it's really cool to have them actually, like the dramatization and the real together, like in the same shots and stuff, and it's really clever and really fascinating. Like, there's one cool part where he gets invited to whatever David Letterman show wasn't. It wasn't the Late Show. It was the one before the Tonight
Late Show.
Whatever. Yeah, it might have just been the David Letterman show at that time. But so Paul Giamatti's in the green room, and then he walks out the door, and then like his wife turns on the TV in the green room and watches. Instead of like Giamatti walking on the set, it's like the original footage with the real Letterman and Picard arguing, and then that scene ends, and then Giamatti walks back in the green room to like finish the scene. So yeah, cool stuff like that.
Yeah, another movie I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah. And he died in 2010 of a depressant overdose.
Yep.
So, and also rewatched the Comic-Con A Fan's
episode
Hope,
4, yeah.
episode 4, A Fan's Hope, and that was cool to revisit. The best part is the Blu-ray has extended interviews with all the interviews they had in the movie. Mm-hmm. So like, there's a longer set of Stan Lee and Kevin Smith, Joss Whedon, Kenneth Branagh, Felicia Day. So like the little snippets that are in the movie, they have like long 5-10 minute takes on the Blu-ray that you can watch individually. I watched Live Free or Die Hard again.
Nice.
And that's a lot of fun. Still, it's like up there with the first Die Hard for me. And I was
out of bullets.
I was listening to the commentary with Len Wiseman and Bruce Willis, and I think one of the producers, and they revealed that Bruce Willis has his own blood kit, so he does his own blood makeup.
Does he really?
Yeah.
All right.
So, and they were commenting because like Len Wiseman in the commentary willfully points out all the mistakes that he made. So he's like, yeah, in this shot, the scars on his face aren't in the correct spot because they shot it out of sequence. And at one point, like early on in the movie, you see Bruce Willis like holding his elbow is because they planned that he was like going to injure his arm, but then like later on in the movie they didn't get around to that, so it just disappears and things.
You know, it's funny is you say that. I remember Len Wiseman's like that on his Underworld commentaries too. He's a pretty like funny guy and pretty easygoing, and
yeah, that doesn't take his own stuff too seriously.
Yeah.
Even I think he didn't want to do the helicopter, like the car driving to the helicopter, or he did want to, and the rest of the crew was like, no, don't do that. That sequence. Yeah. And then, they also, so like halfway through the movie, there's like another government guy who shows up, and it's Tim Russ from Star Trek Voyager. He played Tuvok. And in the commentary, they like called him, they didn't remember his name, and they also called him a Klingon from Star Trek. I'm sitting there going like, oh, he was Tuvok. He's a Vulcan. So they obviously didn't pay much attention to him on set. I also watched Paycheck.
Oh, the Ben Affleck movie?
The Ben Affleck John Woo movie.
Yeah.
And it's like from 2002, so...
As Kevin Smith has said, that the title of that movie is very appropriate.
Yeah. So there's like the estate of Philip K. Dick was like pouring out his movie catalog because Minority Report came out like around then, and A Scanner Darkly, and...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So this one... It was really cheesy, especially in the beginning. I think it's a really cool idea of Ben Affleck's this guy who like steals industry secrets on technology, and then the company that he steals them for and like builds a better version of it. They wipe his memory and then they pay him, so like he has plausible deniability, and then the company can claim that they made it. The first thing he steals is like he goes to this tech convention. He sees like this monitor that's like 3D. Like early 3D, like we have now, but back in 2002, it was just like a computer monitor with like a girl kind of half hanging out of it. And then he does the presentation, and he's showing them like he's got two monitors set up on the table, and they're playing the same image. And he's like, "Yeah, I saw their thing, and it was really cool, but I didn't really like the look of the monitor. So I decided, what if it didn't have a monitor at all?" And he pulls the monitor away, and it's like a full hologram floating there, and everyone's all super impressed. I'm like, that's kind of a cool presentation. So he gets hired for this other company, and you don't know what they're going to make, but he agrees to it because it's like a huge payday, and it's going to take him 3 years to be involved in it, and then he's going to get his mind wiped again, which for a guy who knows a lot about technology, futuristic technology, you think he would devise a way to, in case that they wiped his memory and double-crossed him, that, you know, in the 3 years that he was working on the project, he'd have an antidote that would prevent that. But no, he just sends himself an envelope full of, like, little clues, because the technology he's building is actually a way to see into the future.
I don't remember. I've seen it. I don't remember anything you're saying.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Like, the movie shows you, like, yeah, you're going to do this research and development for 3 years, and then he does it, and he they give him they erase his memory. He goes to collect his money for the thing. There's no money there, and he's got a bunch of shit that he didn't drop off, and he's wondering, like, whose stuff is this, and why would I have it? Where'd my stock options go? And he gets all pissed off, and you find out that, yeah, he was building this machine that is able to look into the future, and they find out when you look into the future, people get scared, and they do all this preventative stuff to stop stuff from happening in the future, like oppressing entire nationalities and races, and then it results in nuclear war and stuff, and he's like, I can't have that happen, so I must destroy the machine I created, and then he'll, you think he would just stop them in the 3-year cycle, but he allows himself to have to do this whole mystery backtracking thing with these little clues that he sent himself, and a lot of them are really convenient. Like, how do you get to this? I know you saw the future, but the person you're going to be isn't going to remember those details. So, like, when you're driving on a motorcycle through a bunch of these side roads to get this other thing that's going to give you the next clue, it's like, what if you took a left here? Like, would you? Yeah, I don't.
It's a fast food version of Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, it's like at the end, even the doves come through the.
Of course they do.
It's a John Woo movie. Doves fly through the door. And Uma Thurman and Aaron Eckhart in it, and so that's what I watched.
I watched Sully this week by myself in a movie theater.
What did you think of my movie? Oh God,
Actually,
that was terrible.
I actually thought it was a pretty good movie. I I thought it was an interesting take on someone who everyone else is portraying as a hero, but behind the scenes he was being questioned on what he did. I thought it was really interesting, and I think Tom Hanks is great in it. I also think Aaron Eckhart was really good in it. Maybe the one part of the movie I didn't like was his phone calls with his wife. Not that they were bad; they just seemed like, we just got to give some, heart to the story. But I thought the movie was pretty good, and I thought that the depiction of if he made one mistake, you didn't understand why the planes were crashing into the buildings, and then you realize that the scenarios, if he didn't land it in the Hudson, that it could end really poorly, and that's what was haunting him. And I thought the movie was pretty good. I thought it moved pretty fast.
Those crappy investigators were hiding things, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have an issue with it. I thought it was. I mean, I don't think it's one of the best movies of the year, but I think it was pretty good. And
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Hanks is great in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's amazing in it. I don't deny that he had a good performance in the movie. I just felt that I'll just sum it up with what I said last time. What I wanted to love about that character and that story wasn't present for me, but that's just again, it's the subjective.
Yeah, because back to that, James had a problem with how it was edited. I didn't even mind it.
No, the
I thought it was pretty interesting.
The editing's not terrible. Like it. Would I want it to spend more time in that crash, or would I want it to be cut down a little bit? Not really, because then you have to understand the process. Like, that's how you make this story exciting.
Yeah, and like I said, I thought they did a good job presenting that. I watched the Michael Fassbender Macbeth, which I actually thought was really good. I thought it was shot really well. I thought he was really great in it. I think I'll pretty much watch anything Michael Fassbender's in. I thought it was really good. Because you don't get movies like that too often anymore. I mean, besides the Shakespeare part, but kind of epic middle-age war movies, you really don't get it very much anymore.
Who directed this version?
Not
Branagh,
some French
obviously.
dude, I think. But no, I thought it was really good. I mean, I don't think I have to rehash the Macbeth story. It's well known, but it like I said, it's shot really well. I think they do cut out a lot of the Shakespeare dialogue.
So they didn't go full accurate,
like
Hamlet.
No, because it's less than 2 hours long, or maybe right at 2 hours. And I mean, they'd made interesting choices for the chorus. Is these people that kind of haunt Macbeth, and so throughout it, he's seeing them as they're talking to him about what's going on. But there's some really great scenes in it, and it's like I said, it's shot. It's a beautiful movie. So yeah, if you want to see a Shakespeare movie that's kind of different and a little more gritty and hardcore, just definitely check out Macbeth. One of my favorite movies when I was growing up is I don't know if you guys ever saw Strange Brew with Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas. It's just such a dorky movie. I don't remember how dorky the movie was until I started watching. I forgot that it opened with it comes out and they sit down. Yeah, so if you want to get out of a movie, just go into the movie and get a bunch of moths, and if the movie sucks, just open up the jar of moths, and they'll fly to the projection room, right? And then it'll cover up the movie screen, and then you'll go and you'll get your money back. And you're used to seeing us on TV, but we're in a movie now. This is the difference between being on a movie and a TV. This is TV, so it cuts to them of a shot in a TV. And then it cuts back to it being in the movie. It's so dumb. And they say A all the time and take off you hoser. The movie's really funny. It's good, clean, comedy. There's no, I think they say shit in it once. It's just silly, goofy Canadian humor.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since high school.
Yeah.
I barely remember what's going on.
I mean, it really is just them drinking beer the whole time.
Aren't they trying to stop some beer takeover or something?
Yeah, it's really the one story's weird. It's the brewmaster in the brewery is putting a drug into the beer to make everybody want it, and he'll play a certain music, and so they'll do what he asks them to do, and they murdered the original like owner, and the owner comes back as a ghost in a video game. It's really dumb, but you just got to watch it for these Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis because they're pretty great.
Now that I think of it, Strange Brew is the perfect way to describe Kevin Smith's recent oeuvre.
Yeah, it's super harmless. It really is. It's just a goofy movie, but watching it just took me back to being a kid, and laughing at the dog that they give beer to, and it flies like Superman to Oktoberfest. And you think it's this big setup, but the dog looks like a skunk, and all it does is scare people to not drink the beer. But he literally has a cape on, and it's flying through the sky to get there. It's so dumb. But it made me laugh, and that's all that matters. And the last thing I watched is... so I've been doing this thing, I call it Ryan's Vault. I literally just grab movies that maybe I've seen, but I haven't watched on Blu-ray. And I watched Big, and I haven't seen Big in forever. And watching it, I just... again, another childhood favorite. I just... watching it again is just so much fun. When you're a kid, you just love, like the shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Pop, shimmy, shimmy, rock. But as an adult, you just love Tom Hanks' performance in that is amazing. he just, to capture being scared and being a kid and not knowing what to do, I think is just a testament to how great of an actor he is. And I still laugh when he eats the little mini corns at the party.
It's sad that F.A.O. Schwartz isn't around anymore.
Yeah.
So you can't go into that story. And
do the piano thing.
Because they had that piano out for people to, be like the movie for years, and now releases are so expensive in New York, they're like, no, we're out.
Yep. But no, the movie's great. I don't think I've explained it. It's a kid who wishes he's an adult, and then he becomes like a vice president of a toy company in 1 week.
Because he has a child's mind, and who can design toys better than
exactly.
a child?
I don't get it.
What's fun about turning into a building? And he's right. Yeah, that movie has funny little moments in it too. That like his little friend's pretty funny. I can't remember all his little goofy lines, but yeah, his friend's fun. Anyways, this week on Real Nerds Podcast, we went and saw The Girl on the Train. Brad, should people see The Girl on the Train?
I think you could rent this one. I was bored most of the time. Wasn't into it.
No. Zach?
If you want Diet Gone Girl, this is your opportunity. But no, I don't think people should see this movie.
Oh, man, I'm on my own on this one. I actually thought it was really cool. What I really liked about it is you're getting told a story through unreliable people, and I thought that was an interesting premise throughout the film. And I think all the performers in it were great.
I thought the performances were good. I just didn't like as
yeah.
a whole. I just wasn't like. There's a spoilery thing, and I'll explain it when we get there.
Cool. Here's a trailer.
I used to watch this perfect couple. They were the embodiment of true love. I want to start my life over again. I saw her from the train. She was with this man. Just for a second.
Is this her?
To a woman so heartless.
Can you tell me where you were Friday night?
I was in the city, and then I went to visit my husband.
You mean your ex-husband? It's my understanding that the woman who has gone missing was his nanny.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Megan.
Rachel, why are you here?
Because I'm helping find Megan.
I don't think you're helping anybody.
I saw your wife with someone.
Megan has a therapist. Is that who you saw?
What happened that night in the tunnel? Tell me the truth. I read once that when a train hits, it can rip the clothes right off of you.
How could
You were seen in the area that night.
How could you be so heartless?
Did you murder Megan Hipwell?
No.
How could you be so heartless?
Just tell me what happened that night.
How could you be so heartless?
Why are you here?
Because I'm afraid of myself.
And I want to be clear, Emily Blunt is great in the movie.
She's great in everything. I love that woman.
But that was a given from the get-go. The moment I walked into the theater, I was like, she's going to be good. I can already tell.
The story is Emily Blunt plays this girl named Rachel who takes a train home every day, and she's watching these, what she thinks is a perfect couple, and this other couple with a baby, and you find out that the one couple is actually her ex-husband and his new wife. And
she admits to having an overactive imagination.
Yeah, and she's an alcoholic. So right away you're getting an unreliable storyteller, and not only her part of the story, but also Megan, who is the wife of the supposed perfect couple. Her story is, she's telling you a story too, but she leaves out a lot of what happens in her life, and it kind of just unfolds as the mystery of what really happens to her unfolds.
And the whole story is a whodunit is because she gets murdered. Well, she
she's
disappears.
missing.
Yeah, we're in spoiler territory.
Yeah.
But yeah, initially she's just missing, and then were you sitting there going the whole time thinking like, yeah, she might come back? Like, I felt like, yeah, she's dead. We're just waiting to get there.
Everything was telegraphed to tell me, oh, she's dead.
Yeah, and the spoiler part I was going to say is like, once she's in that one scene with the husband, or the missing girl's husband, and I think, is that the scene? Is whatever scene that you find out that Megan was pregnant, and it's neither his baby or the psychiatrist's baby. So I'm like, it must be Justin Theroux, because it's the only other main character that could have done anything.
Because the husband came to visit Emily Blunt at his apartment, or at her apartment.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where he reveals they have a baby.
Oh, yeah, he says it.
Yeah, he says it.
It's not mine and it's not his. And it's like, oh, well, it's Justin Theroux, so I'm just waiting to get to that part.
Yeah, I thought the movie, I really actually liked the movie. I'm always, like I said, because I really appreciated people telling me a story that I couldn't believe anybody's story. It had to be played out. Even, I thought the film did a pretty good job with a couple red herrings.
That was the frustrating part for me, though. Is like, I know this is a red herring. Like, it's just throwing me off on purpose.
Yeah, but I appreciated the one dude who was following her, I knew was just like probably some guy who was just getting off the train.
Yeah.
But I liked, for a while there, I started thinking that it was actually Anna, his new wife.
Right. I thought that
because she was jealous of,
like, she was setting
Rachel up. Yeah. Because and it takes a different turn where you think that she's an alcoholic, but it turns out she's an alcoholic because her husband is really abusive towards her.
Yeah, I did think that was cool.
Because
they show you early on, like, the narrative plays back is like Rachel is like throwing shit around and causing a scene, but she's just misremembering it.
It's a well-calculated plot, and it's a good idea. It's one of the best ideas the movie has.
Well, that's what I mean, because even though the husband is the killer is not anything new, but having the husband as a manipulator and an abusive person, I think, is really interesting.
But it's just so frustrating. Like everyone knows he's a murderer now, and none of the girls really fight back until the very, very last part.
I think that's part of, and I could be wrong. My wife would probably know better, but I think it's because he has so much power over them because he's so abusive. Because even Megan, you think when she's in therapy, she's talking about her husband, but she's actually talking about Justin Theroux's character, how he's controlling and always telling her what to do. And I think that's so he's a manipulator. He's a horrible person, and I think it came across really well because at the time you just think he's wants to be left alone and get on with his life. But they give you little tidbits about how he was sleeping around with his realtor and just mean to Emily Blunt and just she's just a damaged person, and it all came crashing down on him. I don't know. I thought the movie was really interesting and I thought really well made.
Yeah.
And I, after reading reviews of it, I can see why some people wouldn't like it. I think it's a very different kind of film, and I can see what it's going to be. I think it's like at 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So I think you're either going to like it or you're not going to like it because it either works for you or you don't. And it's hard because none of the characters are really likable in it.
Yeah.
Because they all have their flaws. I mean, you eventually like, I think, Rachel because you realize, one, she has a problem with her alcoholism, and two, she's also been abused. So the root of everything that happened to her is through abusive relationship.
Yeah, and she does it, have a little bit of like an arc where she can, like, she overcomes her situation.
Yeah.
The scene where she's playing pool and she's feeling confident about herself, like, that was my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah, mine was actually her scene with the psychiatrist.
Which one? The first or the
The
second?
first one where she's explaining everything to him, where she's talking about her blackouts, and I forget her line, but she says something. She's scared of who she is, or something like that.
I'm afraid of what I'm afraid of what people tell me I do.
Yeah, I think that's really fast. She's so good. She's such a wonderful actress. Like, I love everything she's in. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting too because I also like that. You always think like the psychiatrist is like the bad guy, and he really wasn't. He was actually the one good guy who wouldn't let it go to the next step, and he was trying to help Megan, and her death scene was like pretty fucking brutal too. I was like, holy shit!
God, just smashing her head against a rock,
and
then grabbing that other rock, and
she wakes up in the middle of it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I really like the movie. I mean, I think Gone Girl. I don't think the comparisons are actually pretty accurate. I think they're two different things. But I think Gone Girl
similar vibe, but the story is different.
Yeah, I think Gone Girl does benefit from David Fincher. Where I think Tate Taylor is a good director, but again, I always have.
What else has he done?
He did The Help, and
I haven't seen that.
But I know they're trying to show that Emily Blunt's character is drunk, but I don't like that slow motion kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, the slow motion in this movie was like 90s slow motion.
Yeah,
where it's like missing frames.
Yeah, which I was like, meh. I don't like that vibe too much. So.
Yeah,
but
it's like the flashbacks from The Fugitive.
But it still works, and I think it's an interesting premise of, what you see is not always what's going on, and you got to be careful. Speaking of Ben Affleck, next week our movie of the week is The Accountant.
A lot of Ben Affleck in this episode.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
I put a spell on this episode.
Zach's like, Ben Affleck.
I guess I forgot to mention in news is everyone's saying that the name of the new movie was The Batman, and then Ben Affleck said, "There's no name for it yet. I'm still writing it."
Yeah,
so,
some offhanded comment he made in an interview. It's like, I'm working on The Batman. Oh, so it must be called The Batman, right?
Yeah. And he came out and says, "Nope, I'm still working on it.
Not even done writing it.
Not done writing." Because he even said he's not going to shoot it till he has a script right, which is a big departure from comic book movies. So
yeah. Plus, he has like Live by Night award season to focus on. So
I'm guessing he's going to start shooting it like in the spring or something.
Yeah.
I think they should call it Arkham Asylum. I think that'd be sweet.
I don't think it's going to be all about Arkham. Like, I think it's probably just part of the movie.
I still like to see him.
Otherwise, he's just writing the video game.
So, the video game's awesome.
I mean, that'd be great, but they usually don't just flat out copy the
Other
comics.
media, yeah.
So
they
anyway.
should what they should do is they should adapt Perchance a Dream from the animated series.
Bring the Mad Hatter into it.
Yeah, and he solves it because he's like, wait a minute, I can't read.
They're bringing the Mad Hatter into Gotham.
Are they?
Season 3, yeah.
He's an interesting character.
Apparently, Gordon was going to kill him. I don't know. I've only seen the previews.
Hmm.
But yeah, The Accountant next week.
Next week, The Accountant. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
I love Emily Blunt. Real Nerds is a Nebulous Visions multimedia production. We would also like to thank Sparks Mandrill for our music. Additional music from Ben Sounds. Thank you to Alamo Drafthouse. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics. And thank you for listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.